Hey everybody, welcome back to this week's Dark Avenger comic book review. We got two more from DC Comics. First off is Animal Man, issue 11. Buddy comes back from the Red. New body, new lease on life, and he's after the Rot, which has his son Cliff, so he's after the Rot to save Cliff from the Rot. Artwork is as nice as always. Turns out Boots also goes to save Cliff. Here's Animal Man's return to Earth.
Nice return.
And yeah, so it's Buddy versus the Rot. He tells the Rot, we're not running from you anymore. And the only disgusting part, or the weird part was, if for those of you who watched It, was it It? Yeah, it was It. Yeah, there's an It reference. There definitely is an It reference here. And yeah. And of course, there is a teaser at the very end. Cliff says the words, "He's coming, Dad, I can see him." Arcane. Next issue, Swamp Thing. So for those of you who have been waiting, this has been building up. They said issue 12 was going to begin the huge crossover between Swamp Thing and Animal Man. And I'm actually interested, after a year of reading about the Rot, I know what's going to happen with Swamp Thing. I know what directions he can go in. I'm actually interested to see what's going to happen next for Animal Man after the whole Rot storyline. I mean, the Rot storyline's already 11 issues long, and it's going into at least another 4 or 5 issues for the crossover. So I want to know exactly what might happen next.
I know, but isn't there going to be an issue where Swamp Thing crosses over with Animal Man and the Swamp Thing comic book?
Yeah, both of them are crossing over. Swamp Thing
so it's going to be at
Man.
The same time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, so I'm actually interested to see what's going to come next, though, after the Rot. What Animal Man...
Like what's going to happen.
Yeah, what's going to happen with Animal Man, exactly. Well, we'll have to wait and see. Highly recommend it for now. Absolutely really awesome. And a book that I don't care what critics say. Critics can say whatever the heck they want. It's a good book. Earth 2, Issue 3, the origin and the creation of Green Lantern in Earth 2. And it turns out the green light, which is basically the Earth, needs a new champion because the threat's coming. They don't say what. There's also a moment between Hawkgirl and Jay Garrick, aka the Earth 2 Flash, and she does make mention of Dr. Fate, but we're not going to see Dr. Fate at least until after October. I can tell you that much. The Green Lantern is created. I like the new costume. I'm actually a fan of the new costume.
Yeah, it looks okay.
And it turns out he needs a symbol from the heart, and of course it's the ring that he was going to give his boyfriend, and it turns into the Green Lantern ring, and now he can wield the green light of Earth. And it turns out his opposite is the Gray, and I'm not going to say who the Gray who represents the Gray. You'll have to wait till the next issue.
Whoa.
But it actually says here, next issue, the Atom. So in the next issue we're going to see the introduction of Earth 2 Atom. Plus, we're going to see more of the Man of Gray. So, Green Lantern is the Man of the Green. He is the Man of the Gray. I see kind of a little bit of a reference to Swamp Thing. Remember, he represents the green, and the Rot represents the red, like the evil. In this case, the Gray could be the Rot.
I think they're playing around with colors a little bit too much. But they're making a great plot for a next issue and stuff.
Yeah, we'll see what happens next. But really good issue, guys. I would definitely say check out Green Lantern. Well, this is the Green Lantern issue. I would definitely say check out Earth 2 issue 3. Really good. I would definitely say check it out. If you went to the comic book stores this week, you got this for free. It's a season 1 guide. It gives you previews of Ant-Man, the Hulk, well, it's called Hulk, and Doctor Strange. And after reading through this preview, I'm actually interested in reading Ant-Man.
Are you serious?
I was actually going to skip it, but after reading the preview in this book, I am really interested in checking out Ant-Man. Hulk looks amazing, and Doctor Strange also looks pretty good. I'm not a real big fan of the artwork for Doctor Strange, but the story looks really good. One thing I did notice, though, is Ant-Man came out. Ant-Man's coming out next week. But Doctor Strange and Hulk both are coming out in August, instead of one coming out in August, one coming out in September.
So you're going to choose one or the other, I'm guessing.
No, I'm probably going to get both. But probably they're going to release one in the very beginning of August and one in the very end of August.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something.
No. I think I'm catching all three of these. I really liked Ant-Man. I'm going to look it up on a few sites, see if I can find a good deal on the book. And I'm probably going to get it. I'm sorry. It looks really good. I didn't think I'd be interested, but after seeing it, and the artwork's really good also, I think I'm very interested. Out of the three, though, the Hulk looks the most amazing, I swear. Hulk looks really, really good. I would highly recommend, for those of you who are fans of Season 1, check this. It's free. You go to the comic book store and they have this for you for free. Marvel wants you to read their previews for their Season 1, so this way you might actually want to get it. I would definitely say check it out, because you never know. Maybe you'll want a Season 1, or maybe you'll want a Season 1 that you didn't think you wanted to begin with. Hulk 55, continuing the Mayan thing. It's kind of... I don't know. I was enjoying it, and then it's a lot of now we have to run away from them, because if they get us, they're going to absorb our power and take over the world. So it's more along the lines of running away and some strategic...
That's kind of weird.
And there's one picture of the Hulk that's just hilarious, and I have to, if I can find it. There.
Oh.
I'm sorry, but this picture of the Hulk is just hilarious.
That reminds me of the thing when he did that duh moment thing.
And there's other moments that look just like that face. Over and over again. And over again.
It's they may as well say Hulk in shock.
Yeah. So they're trying to figure out how to stop the Mayans, and in the end, of course, A-Bomb does something stupid, and the last of the gods, the God King, shows up. And to be continued. For the time being, I'm enjoying it. We'll see what happens next. I'm looking forward to seeing how this ends and what the next story arc is going to be about. If it's not interesting, I'll probably let it go, but I'm glad at least Hulk is staying. Incredible Hulk, here's a spoiler for you guys again, is getting the boot. It's getting canceled.
Oh, it is getting canceled?
It is getting canceled.
Oh, thank you, God.
It's getting canceled in October. They're doing a one issue. Most of them are doubling up for October. This has only got one issue, and it's going to be canceled.
Well, you know, the artwork and story, come on.
The story's stupid.
Well.
Red Hulk is very good, though. I would definitely say check this out. Another book, Deadpool, issue 57. Deadpool versus the Trapster, and it turns out Deadpool ends up saving the life of the Trapster towards the end and getting really pissed off at Taskmaster. But it turns out the Taskmaster ratted him out to somebody. But before we get into who he ratted him out and why, the artwork's really good. The fighting in this, I love how they smoked out the middle finger he gave Trapster. That was hilarious. It's some really awesome artwork. I want to try to get a better page. It's really good artwork. He's really pissed off that Trapster kind of like set him up. And basically he saves the life of himself and Trapster as well. Taskmaster. Why do I call him Trapster? Taskmaster. He saves Trapster in the beginning of the beginning and middle of the book, and then he saves Taskmaster towards the end of the book.
Oh, that was a tongue twister.
And it turns out that Taskmaster ratted out that Deadpool doesn't have his healing factor anymore to somebody. I'm not spoiling who, but that person will be in the next issue.
What? Did you see the next issue cover?
Yes, if you would like to see the next issue cover, this is the next issue cover.
That Deadpool, oh my God, he's something else.
Yeah, at least until October, I'm telling you guys now, he will not have his healing factor, so it's going to be a while before we see Deadpool with a healing factor again. So, up to you guys. Deadpool is basically, if you're a fan of Deadpool, you'll read it. If you're not, you won't. I'm enjoying it. I'm glad I jumped back on board with Deadpool. It's a fun and out-of-the-way read. This book is yours, and I'm taking a breather.
Alrighty, X-Factor, issue number 239.
That's not being canceled.
That is not being canceled, thank God. The fight scene we see from this page of Banshee versus Morgan. In this story, it goes like back and forth of how Morgan has Banshee and wants to kill her because she asks her to worship her and everything, and then she doesn't really want to, and it leads to a whole thing, and there's a big thing in the end, but I'll get to that before we get into anything else. So, like the beginning, you know, we see this little girl who we know from the story that knows some magic stuff. And, wait, what's their name? The spoiler here, Monet and Guido have a strong love connection with each other. Like Guido said, I have this love for you since the very beginning and stuff like that. Like, you know how soap operas are,
Yeah.
you know, I kind of like that. But yeah, but that wasn't really a big shocker because I kind of knew that was, well, really not really. I thought it was going to be something else. But anyway, just beside the point, magic spell didn't turn out too well for the little girl because Morgan gets released and takes Banshee away, where Havoc has to go after her and find out where she is because they're in love with each other. You know, we knew that from there. There's a spoiler in the end where... Oh, what's that woman's name? It worked for Morgan. It's like this character right here in this panel. And she says something very interesting, saying that a new race of gods will walk the earth. You can walk with them, or it could be crushed beneath their feet. You'll have to decide. But it's not Havoc to decide. It's for Banshee to decide. And then Havoc's like, what are you talking about? And she just walks away. And we don't know what is behind all this. And it's to be continued next issue, Run Lila Run. Or Layla. It was a good fight scene between... Well, not fight scene, conflict between Banshee and Morgan. Very interesting read, guys. It left us like on a big foreshadowing of what to expect. I just can't believe I forgot that angel's name, or demon angel, whatever that is. But it's a good read, guys, and I pick it up to read it.
Okay, Invincible Iron Man 520. Unfortunately, this is one of the books that is being canceled. But we all know Iron Man's going to just get another book as soon as the relaunch or renumbering happens. And yeah, so Stark Resilient, or Resilience. Tony Stark actually ends up resigning from Stark Resilient. It is now just called Resilient. He thinks that because he used to be Iron Man, he's a target, and he makes Resilient a target. So the new Iron Man, whom of course Tony Stark pretends he doesn't know who it is, saves Tony Stark from being assassinated. There's a whole fight between Detroit Steel and Sasha Hammer. I'm not going to say how that ends up. Turns out Iron Man saves Tony Stark. That I will spoil. That much I will spoil. And it turns out Mandarin is a little bit deeper into Iron Man than we all gave him credit for up to this point. Yeah, he has a very deep connection to Iron Man.
Who would know their own?
The ending was a shocker.
That, yeah.
I don't want to spoil the ending, but the ending was a huge shocker. I'll give you guys some artwork though, because I do want to give you guys artwork. I don't want to give you guys Detroit Steel artwork though. I want to give you guys some Iron Man artwork.
Yeah, that one looks nice.
Yes. That's some artwork. So next issue, Mandarin has his claws very deep into Tony Stark. We'll see what happens next. The cover is definitely misleading, though. Tony Stark is not in the armor in this issue.
It's kind of weird to see a superhero that you once like were in a costume of, like, just saving you. I mean, that it's really weird in that sense.
Definitely. And this is not a hoax. Don't think they skipped, because 309 is coming in 2 weeks. Wolverine 310 is first. First off, I must say I love the artwork. I really did enjoy it. But we'll get into it in a second. Turns out Cloak says Sabretooth's back, and he took Dagger. He did also give an ultimatum if he wanted Dagger back. That Cloak, here's a huge spoiler, guys, because this is going to play somewhat into Wolverine's future at some point. Cloak had to release Romulus, and he did. And And of course, before going after Sabretooth and Romulus, he wanted Wolverine goes to Sabretooth's grave to see if the body's still there. Of course, the body is still there. And then the whole meeting and fight between himself and Romulus happens.
That's a nice page.
And then it turns out some girl, we don't know who she is yet, I'll show you guys a picture, saves Wolverine. There's a huge fight. The fight takes over a lot. She shows up and saves Wolverine. Romulus disappears. The woman disappears. She mentions Weapon X. Wolverine goes to Weapon X. And who didn't see this coming? This is not a spoiler, guys, because, I mean, come on, it has to be all over the news.
What?
Cloning. You ever want to explain the return of a character? Just use the word cloning. Weapon X has millions of Sabretooth clones, and here's where somebody made a mistake. A Sabretooth wakes up and says, I'm the real Sabretooth, and now it's time to die. The real Sabretooth is dead. I believe that's a clone that believes he's the real Sabretooth. I don't think it's the real Sabretooth. It's not the real Sabretooth. And if in fact Wolverine did kill a Sabretooth clone, then damn, Sabretooth is damn smart, because he went into hiding, and he was hiding for a good 5-6 years. It's been a while. A long while since Wolverine killed Sabretooth. So Sabretooth's been hiding for a long time, and where has he been hiding and how has he been doing it? If it is true, if that is the real Sabretooth, we'll find out in issue 311 in August, because the next issue for Wolverine is 309, so they're going backwards before going forwards, instead of going to 309 and then doing 310, which that's a bad marketing move in my opinion on the Wolverine behalf. But who didn't see the cloning coming? That's the only problem I have, is it involves cloning.
Alright, this comic, as you see from the shirt I'm wearing, The Punisher, issue number 13.
Please tell me there's no cloning in that.
There is no cloning.
Thank you, God.
But the eye patch is gone, however.
Thank you, God.
And thank you, God, for that, too. But it talks about how Frank Castle and Rachel are going on a boat to get some type of merchandise.
Oh, so they're working together again.
Right, it's an asset acquisition? Acquisition,
They're acquiring something?
Yeah, and Frank Castle goes in as some guy named Curtis Jackson. They have that.
Oh, he has no eye patch.
Yeah, I said that.
Oh, they got rid of it. Thank you,
yes,
God.
Thank you, God. It was getting really annoying.
Now
I know he's not a pirate.
All they gotta do is get rid of the beard now, and then he's really good.
He's good. Right, but anyway, yeah. So they do a scan check of both of them, and a guy finds out that he's an imposter because he's never met the power broker. Like, it's like an impossible, like there's no way there's a power broker and all that stuff. So Rachel goes around the ship to find out some things, and Frank gets beaten up pretty badly by that guy. And that's really an unbelievable scene. So, however, there is a spoiler here that Rachel meets up with one of the women that was part of the murder thing. By the way, let me show you some artwork.
Her family's murder? Her wedding murder?
Yeah, her wedding murder. Rachel's wedding murder.
Aww.
And she really wants to shoot her, and Frank's like saying, no, we didn't come here for that. He said, when we do this mission, you can't kill her. And like saying, you will have your time. They just came to secure the merchandise in the boat. And then he says, I promise you'll have your chance. And there's this thing on the bottom here, and I want to see if you get this. Armature belonging to Dr. Otto Octavius. Adamantium casing.
Adamantium casing only.
Service removes C-lots issue or number 28 through 30. Right here at this bottom panel. So, I don't know if Doc Ock's going to make an appearance in this issue. By the way, here's the next issue cover without the eye patch. Let's hope it stays that way.
Is his beard off?
No. And no, Chris, like I said before, he is not a pirate, nor is he ever going to be a pirate.
I did not even bother saying it this time. His eye patch is gone.
But, really great issue. Frank and Rachel, they make a good team, I would say.
We'll see. Maybe Rachel's going to be that one in that Punisher Warzone. You never know.
It might be, like you said. But, yeah, great read, guys, and that's all I have for this week.
Amazing Spider-Man 689. I can't wait for the story to be over now.
Why?
They cured Kurt Connor, but in Kurt Connor's head, he still believes he's the Lizard. So, in body, they cured Kurt Connor, but in the mind he still believes he's the Lizard. So the Lizard has taken over Kurt Connor's body, permanent.
Isn't that kind of
even
like
as a human? Yeah, even as a human, Kurt Connor still is the Lizard. In his mind, he's the Lizard. So he turns the tables on Morbius and makes it out that Morbius is the monster. And then he tells Spider-Man, Spidey, I have a cure for him. I can cure him. Let me help you. And there's a cure.
To cure him?
Yeah, I just want to read this.
Oh, I thought...
He has this one moment I wanted to show here where he sees one of the scientists and he believes it's Billy. So there is still an internal struggle, I believe. We just don't see it between Kurt Connors, the human, and Kurt Connors, the Lizard. And there's a fight that goes on between Morbius and Spider-Man, taking Spider-Man away from Horizon Labs. And, of course, there is a problem on the Web of Life. You know, I have a question. How come every other month, all of a sudden, the Great Web itself is unraveling? How many times has the Great Web of Life, the Great Web, how many times has it unraveled so far? It unraveled in Spider Island.
Oh, yeah.
It unraveled with Kane. There's a piece of Kane. There's a problem with Kane in Scarlet Spider.
Into the Earth?
It unraveled in the Kraven story before the hunt, the Grim Hunt.
Yeah,
it happened in the Grim Hunt where she became the new Madam Web, and it's unraveling again. How many times can you unravel a web before it breaks? I'm just sick and tired of hearing that the Great Web is going to break. Change the dialogue just a little bit at least. I mean, okay, you can see there's a Hobgoblin, there's a regular Goblin, there's Kingpin, there's Mary Jane, and there's somebody at Horizon Labs and some guy with a white goatee and Spider-Man in trouble. Okay, I get it. Why does the Great Web have to be tearing itself apart again? I mean, how many times can you tear apart a Great Web before it gets annoying?
I'm sorry to interrupt. Did they do that into the Earth? They did, right? Or they didn't as much into the Earth? I don't think it happened.
I don't know. I'm just tired of the Great Web there being problems. There was 4 Great Web problems already. 3 strikes you're out. We're on the 4th now. If the Great Web doesn't destroy itself on its own, I'm going to destroy the Great Web just so that I don't have to hear Madam Web say for the millionth time the Great Web is unraveling. I have to find Parker and warn him. Again.
Wow, man.
The dark days are coming. How many dark days can come? We had the Grim Hunt, the Spider Island. We had the
Terrible Tuesday.
Terrible Tuesday. Well, that doesn't matter.
But that was chaos.
And Ends of the Earth just happened. How many more? I mean, I'm sure this is leading into issue 700, but I mean... So anyway, Kurt Connors is still completely bonkers. He changes Max Modell into some type of a creature, and now he wants to become the Lizard again. And he's like, I'm going to find a way. You may have cured me temporarily. And I'm going to get out of this human body, and I'm going to find a way to become the Lizard again, inside and out. And there's a disgusting ending. I don't want to show that. But the only problem I have is this page. This page, with the whole Great Web is coming apart again. For the millionth time. How many times can you break a web before it just says to itself, I'm done? It's the only problem I have. Final book, because I see we only have 4 minutes left. Avengers Versus X-Men, Round 7. This is the Avengers cover. The X-Men want Hope back. And in the last issue, Cyclops said no more X-Men. So now the X-Men are going around attacking the Avengers, taking prisoners. Scarlet Witch actually hurts Magic. I feel very bad for Hawkeye. He gets almost nearly burned alive in this issue, but he's not dead. As a matter of fact, he's going to be seen in New Avengers next week. So he ends up getting burned pretty badly, though, but they have the ability to heal him, so they're going to heal him. Tony Stark is blaming himself for everything that's going on. He's like, I'm going to pilot a suicide suit to destroy the Phoenix Five and myself, and Black Panther's pissed off about that. So they need more information. So all they know right now is they're petrified of the Scarlet Witch, the X-Men. So Doctor Strange makes these amulet necklaces, and he says if we do the ruse right, we'll gain the information we need, and the X-Men will be scared enough to back off a bit. However, the Avengers are so smart that 3 people in a row are wearing the Scarlet Witch costume, and the X-Men get keen to that. Let's see, the amulet's introduced here. 1, 2, 3 pages in. Except the original Scarlet Witch does show up, and it's where Namor is. And there's a huge fight going on. And with all the prisoners the X-Men are taking, the Avengers finally get to... an X-Men follows the Avengers back, and it's Transonic, and she becomes a prisoner of the Avengers. There's a huge fight between Namor and Cyclops going on. Namor is claiming that Cyclops is playing this like a game, and it's really a war. And you can see Emma Frost deciding with Namor, especially because of this page. I swear, man, if they don't kill Emma Frost by the end of this book, along with...
And Cyclops.
No. Cyclops can be the reason why Emma Frost dies. I don't care. But I swear, I can't stand Emma Frost anymore. I just wish she would just
I don't
leave.
think anybody could stand Emma Frost. I mean, she's so...
And then I think this brings the connection between the New Avengers book of recent to the Avengers Versus X-Men. For those of you who have been reading New Avengers, Hope is in Kun Lo, where Iron Fist trains, and where the Iron Fist is like the base where Iron Fist is from. And there was a whole issue where it wasn't Iron Fist who was supposed to train Hope, it was Spiderman. Well, this is where it all goes down, where they're actually going to, I can't pronounce the name of the place. It's called Kunlun, the Mystic City of Kung Fu. And then, of course, in the last few pages, Namor attacks because Cyclops doesn't know that Hope is in Wakanda, and she kind of tells Namor that and sends Namor basically after them. And we are at 50 minutes. Really good, though. Highly recommend you guys check this out. This is going to be the game changer for the Marvel U. Check this out. Really good. I'm sorry.
See you guys next time.
Well, I have 40 seconds, so I'm going to try to pull it for a bit longer. So basically, the Avengers are having their numbers cut in half, and the X-Men basically are looking to destroy the Avengers because they have Hope. They want Hope back, and then everything's going to go, I don't know. But the Avengers are really trying their hardest to stop what's going on with the X-Men. And it's a really good book. A lot goes on that I didn't say in this, but I want you guys to read this book especially because this is going to be the game changer for Marvel. So absolutely check this out. So round 7 of Avengers Versus X-Men, absolutely amazing. Definitely check it out. Amazing Spider-Man 689. If I hear about the web one more time, but the issue itself is good. The story is stable. It's up to you guys. Punisher issue 13.
Great issue. Glad the eye patch is gone.
Me too. Wolverine issue 310. Don't worry, 309 is coming next. Pretty good. Who knew? It involves clones. The Invincible Iron Man 520 is pretty good. XFactor 239.
Awesome issue. Can't wait for the next one.
DeadPool 57 is pretty good. Hulk 55 is pretty good. This is free. I would say check it out. Earth 2 number 3 was good. Animal Man 11 was good. Action Comics 11. New identity for Superman. Nothing more interesting there. Green Arrow 11.
Changed the good artwork, but still great to read.
He-Man and the Masters of the Universe issue 1 was great. Even though it's kind of a cliche. Justice League International was awesome. Smallville issue 3 is still carrying on, very awesome. Ozymandias issue 1, up to you guys. Ferris issue 5 is up to you guys. You might want to read it if you read Fables. Transformers issue, Robots in Disguise issue 7 was awesome. I'm going to skip over 7. Issue 7 was awesome. I'm skipping over issue 5 and Garfield issue 3 if you guys want. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe button, click it because there's more videos just like this to come. And also go to Dark Avenger Inc. and hit the subscribe button too because you're not going to want to miss videos from either side. Comment below, likes, dislikes, questions, troll stuff will be deleted immediately and forgotten the second after, and show YouTube you like this video and the past part by giving it a favorite. I don't know why the past couple of videos I'm literally rushing to finish, but anyway guys, take care. See you guys really soon in the next Dark Avenger comic book review. Take care everybody. See you guys soon. Really good book. Check it out.